You ever stop and think about the invisible engine running in the background of your life? The one making countless decisions for you and about you every single day? We're talking about a super powerful, really practical type of AI, and today we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it works.
I mean, really, think about it. How does a bank approve a huge loan in literally seconds? Or how does your email just know that an email is junk before you even see it? Well, the answer to both questions is the same, and it's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the AI you're already using, probably without even realizing it. Then we'll define what traditional AI actually is. We'll look at how it works, when it's the right tool for the job, check out some real-world examples, and then wrap up with one key thing you should remember. Okay, so that invisible force, the one handling your loans and your emails, it's all about making predictions. Super fast, super consistent predictions. It's not the flashy AI you see in movies. Think of it more like a powerful, reliable workhorse that just gets the job done.
And this workhorse has an official name, traditional AI. This subtitle here nails it, really. Its whole purpose is to learn from everything that's happened in the past to make really smart guesses about what's going to happen next.
So let's actually unpack this definition, because it's important. Traditional AI isn't some kind of magic. It's a pattern-finding machine. You feed it a massive amount of old data that's already been labeled. That just means a person has already gone through it and said, yep, this was fraud, or nope, this wasn't. The AI's job is to figure out the hidden patterns that connect the dots. And what does it do with those patterns? Well, it pretty much does two main things. On the left here, you've got classification. That's just a fancy word for sorting stuff into buckets. Is this email spam or not? Is this transaction legit or is it fraud? And on the right, you've got prediction. That's all about guessing a number. What are our sales going to be next week? What's this person's credit score? One sorts, the other estimates. That's it.
So how do these things actually get built? It's not some mystical process. There's actually a pretty logical, step-by-step workflow. So let's pop the hood and take a look. It really boils down to these 5 steps. First, you gather and clean up tons of old data. Next, you do something called feature engineering, which really just means you pick out the most important pieces of information. Step 3 is the fun part. You train the algorithm. That's where the learning happens. After that, you've got to test it on new data to see if it's actually accurate. And finally, if it makes the grade, you deploy it and let it start making decisions in the real world.
Now, this kind of AI is incredibly powerful, but listen, it's not a silver bullet. You can't just throw it at any problem. It's the right tool for some jobs, but definitely not all of them. It has some very specific strengths.
And here are its key strengths. First, it is rock solid and super reliable for tasks that are really well defined. Second, you can actually measure how well it's doing with clear numbers, like an accuracy score. And third, because you can usually explain why it made a decision, it's way easier to manage in regulated industries like finance, where you have to show your work.
So when is it the perfect tool? Well, first, you need a crystal clear goal, like approve or deny. Second, you absolutely have to have lots of clean, labeled data from the past. And this third one is maybe the most important. You have to believe that the future is going to look a lot like the past. That's why it's perfect for repeatable things like scoring, ranking, and forecasting. This quote right here, this is the single biggest thing to remember. The number one risk with traditional AI is bad data. If your past data is biased or incomplete, well, the AI is just going to learn those biases. It has no common sense. It only knows what you show it. It is the ultimate example of garbage in, garbage out.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's get to the fun part and see where this AI is already working, right under our noses.
Let's start with a classic, spam detection. The model looks at the data. Keywords, who sent it, weird links. Its goal is super simple. Classify it. Is it spam or is it ham, which is the funny industry term for a good email? And the decision? Block it or let it through. Done. Now for something with much higher stakes. Credit scoring. Here, the inputs are all your financial data. Income, payment history, what you buy. The goal isn't just to sort, it's to predict a number. What is the exact chance this person will default on their loan? And that one number drives massive decisions about who gets a loan and how much they pay for it.
And for our last example, let's talk about demand forecasting. A company will feed the AI data on past sales, trends, special promotions, even the weather forecast. The goal is to project exactly how much of a product they're going to sell. And that helps them make smart decisions about inventory and staffing, which can save them millions of dollars by not wasting stuff.
Okay, we've covered a ton. So if you only walk away with one single idea from all of this, let it be this next one.
At the end of the day, traditional AI is a powerful pattern-finding engine. That's it. It looks at the past to make reliable, automated predictions about the future. It doesn't think, it doesn't create. It's just that dependable, powerful workhorse of the AI world. And that brings us to a final, really interesting question. This AI is fantastic at spotting old patterns. But can an AI create something totally new, something original? Well, that's a question for a very different kind of AI, and a story for another time. Thanks for joining.